Welcome to Let's Build a Cult, the show that asks, what would you do if you were suddenly elected the leader of a cult? I'm your host and cultsultant, Phoenix Trinidad, and today I'm joined by one of my favourite stand-up comedians, Zack Dyer. Hello, mate.
G'day, mate.
How
Thanks
are
for
you?
having me. That's very nice of you to say that I'm one of your favourite comedians.
You're welcome. I don't say that for everyone.
Yeah, right. Okay. I'm gonna check, mate.
All right, so I haven't told you anything about how this show works.
Not at all.
So I'm going to run you through it now. So this show is partly it's like a thought experiment. It's a little role-playing game, and it's like a weird job interview.
Yep.
So your goal is to build the most successful imaginary cult that
Yep.
you can.
Yep.
What successful means is sort of up to you.
Yep.
But yeah, basically, I'm your cultsultant, so you can ask me. I'm going to guide you through. I'm going to set all the parameters and the rules and everything.
Okay.
You can ask me questions at any time. There's 3 stages. So there's a preparation stage where we vet your leadership credentials.
Yep.
And then there's a build phase where we sort out the logistics of how you want your cult to be run.
Okay.
And then there's a test phase where we test your leadership skills with some scenarios.
All
and
right.
stuff. Right?
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so Zack Dyer, are you ready to build a cult?
Let's fucking do it, man.
Awesome. So we are now in the preparation phase.
Okay.
So it's just we're just going to vet like your leadership credentials.
Yeah. Prime the pump, if you will.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So what comes to mind when you think of the word cult? What's the first thing?
Like a guy who has a weird charisma. They're always charismatic guys, but
Yeah.
they're never. It's never like you're never like, I want to be charismatic like that. It's always like this guy's got his charisma from the devil or something, you know.
Yeah, like slightly unsettling kind of thing.
Yeah. And he's basically just tricked as many people as he can into letting him fuck their wives. So it's a cult. That's every cult. That's how it goes.
It
It's
is.
like-
It always ends with that, right?
yeah. Well, it always ends with like something more hectic than that. But it's always involved. Like no matter how like big a scale of like their beliefs or their operations, like always at the heart is like, I'm allowed to fuck everyone. Here.
Yeah, that's the motivation.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
So do you think a good cult could exist?
I guess. Well, I mean, I guess like any religious tradition is essentially a cult.
Yeah,
And
right.
I mean, you can argue if they're good or bad, but they have done a lot of good. So I guess yes.
Yeah. They've also done a lot of bad. Did you grow up
Yeah.
religious at all?
No, not at all.
Yeah,
At all.
Yeah, there's no religion in
In
North Queensland
no.
apart from League, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it all got cooked out of us up there, mate. It's too fucking hot. There's no God in North Queensland.
Well, what's the cultiest thing you've been a part of?
I don't know. I'm just thinking of clubs that like I was in the Boy Scouts. I was a scout, but that's
Fuck.
not really a cult. But I mean, I guess there's pedophiles there too.
Yeah, but like you're a Boy Scout,
Yeah.
but then what are like the rules and stuff? Like, cause I never did Scouts. I kind of wish I did because it sounds kind of
I mean, it was fucking handy, man. Like I
Yeah.
know all my knots. All I can really remember is like a few knots, and you go dib 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 dob dob dob, and I don't know what that is. But
What?
it's like
What?
a three finger salute, and you say dib 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 dob dob dob, which I don't know.
what. Like, when do you do that? Just throughout the day?
No, like you do like it's usually during like you do like a flag ceremony. So it's a lot to do with like it's kind of almost military like in the sense that you do a lot of shit with the flag.
Yeah, right.
And then
So
there's a salute, which I guess,
salute.
Yeah.
So is that like at the start of every Scout session?
I think
or
so.
something?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I was in like the bush outside of Townsville, so it wasn't like very official. It was just a bunch of like fucking old people smoking cigarettes way too close to a bunch of kids.
Are you sure it was like an official Scouts?
Even though
program?
it definitely
It was
was.
just a
Yeah,
dude.
no. We had it was official. We had the picture of the guy on the wall. He was in Barden Frere or some shit.
Oh shit! So they got like,
There's a history there.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
but is Scouts like Australian Scouts its own thing, or is that like?
I think it's its own thing, but it all branches off from an original sort of thing in the UK.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's like rituals and shit involved though.
Yeah,
Traditions.
Yeah, I guess traditions. Yeah, I don't know about rituals is probably a strong word, but I guess there is traditions. Yes, and there's like a ranking system, and like you earn you earn badges and
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
ropes and shit.
Yeah.
So I guess that's kind of cult like.
Yeah. Like that's the thing, like belonging to some sort of like club or anything. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
So-
I was in the Scouts. And I guess like I mean, there's football as well, but that's like sport, isn't it?
But that
it's a
gets
club.
pretty culty.
That's
though.
true. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like I think so. What it is, I think, is like allowing yourself to buy into whatever that group mentality thing is. It's like, but then sometimes you're in it and you're like, oh, this feels a bit weird. Like I don't know if I want to buy in completely.
Yeah.
But like a football, like I'm part of, I follow the D's and stuff.
Yeah.
And I allow myself to fully buy in and be a complete nuffy when it comes to
footy
and stuff.
Yeah. It feels nice.
Yeah.
You can see why it works.
Yeah.
Like why cults work, because like if you've got nothing and then all of a sudden there's this big group of people that are saying like, fucking, you're sick, bro. Like you're welcome here. You're like, man,
yeah,
you can fuck my wife. Like, you can fuck whoever you want, man. You rule.
All right. So in terms of leadership, so what would you say is the highest position of power that you've been in?
Oh man.
So you as a leader.
Me as a leader, the highest. I've never really had any official responsibility. I don't think. Like I like sometimes I'll work with like a young guy.
Yeah.
And I'm the boss.
Yeah.
So
How's that make
that
you
kind
feel?
of thing. Yeah, it's fine. I'm good at it. I don't like. I could never come down on someone. I don't reckon though, unless they really fucking shit me.
Yeah.
But like, I think I'm too easy going. You know.
Yeah.
Because I like if I'm a boss and I see someone like not doing something up to the standard, I'm like, well, I've fucking probably done that 1,000 times. like who am I to fucking get up this cunt for like being lazy when I'm the slackest person to ever fucking exist, you know?
Yeah, you're not a hugely confrontational guy.
Not really, no.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
You really have to tick me off for me to bring it up, or else like I'll just move away, you know?
Yeah, right. Okay.
Rather not have to deal with it.
So in terms of you as a leader, you would say you're more like a lead by example type guy.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah,
do you like
yeah.
having responsibility at all?
I do. It does feel good. Like,
Yeah.
I don't mind it as long as it's not as long as there's not too much at stake. I guess. Like, I don't want to fuck anything for anyone. You know what I mean? Like that pressure's hard.
Yeah.
But I like it. Like, I can like delegate roles and shit like that. Like, I've got no problem like being the guy who knows what to do and tell everyone their role. Yeah. But it's not something I relish or seek after, you know.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and that's the thing. I feel like you'd be more of a reluctant type leader. You don't seek responsibility or seek power or anything.
Yeah. I come in right at the end and be like, oh well, someone's got to do it. I'm that guy.
Well, what's the most responsibility you have? Like I assume you've got like plants and shit that you keep.
Yeah, well, like I drive around with a fucking trailer full of someone else's tools, doing like mowing people's lawns and shit. And you fuck it up, or if I lose something.
Right.
Well, like once I did lose something, I had a bunch of my boss's tools in the back of my ute, and the ute got broken into, and they stole like fucking $3 or $4 grand worth of tools.
Fuck.
So that was a lot of responsibility that I.
Yeah, but I mean
fucked
that's like sort of out of your control though.
Yeah,
like,
true. Yeah.
Unless you fucking left it unlocked or whatever.
No, it wasn't unlocked, but it was dumb. Like like it was because you could see into the back of the ute and see all the, you know, you could see like a fucking whippersnipper or a backpack blower, like shit that's worth hundreds of dollars. Yeah, that was no good.
Yeah. Okay. So if you were given if you're given a lot of responsibility or let's say power. Do you think you'd be susceptible to abusing that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, like I'm only fucking human, mate. Who can't? Absolute power corrupts absolutely, brother.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I think I could probably be corrupted.
Yeah. I think we all can. We don't like to think that we would, but like,
yeah.
I mean, you're a stand-up comedian. You've done like big gigs to a lot of like that's a lot of power that you hold when you're like the person that everyone's focused on. Do you think that that's sort of like would you abuse your power in that sort of context at any point? Do you feel like it's like when you're on stage and you've got a big crowd sort of hanging on to every word?
Yeah.
Like do you feel that kind of like, mate, like if you're killing.
Yeah, right.
Do you feel that?
Do I ever get tempted to be like, let's go fucking storm Parliament? Let's do it. I got like 150 people in a comedy club laughing.
Yeah, right.
You're like, all right, let's do something with this, you know? It's not enough to have a good night out. Let's go fucking cause some damage.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. No, I've never really thought about that, but you've got me thinking now. Because I mean, I guess that's like half the thrill of being the cult leader, hey?
Yeah.
Because you're up there and it is like you're killing.
Yeah.
Like that's a great analogy. That's really realized it for me.
But then, like, because I mean, I don't know exactly when this is going to come out, so it might be not in the news as much. But like, you see guys like fucking like Russell Brand, who started out as a comedian or whatever, and then that's gone down a very
it's
cult like
yeah. Well,
phase.
there's a better example is Chris D'Elia, and you know that
right.
Chris, another fucking sex pest in comedy. Two guys where it's like, how the fuck did no one go? Just look at him 15 years ago and go, this cunt's a predator, this cunt's a predator. How'd it take this long? But anyway, Chris D'Elia's big thing was he was doing it as a bit. He had a podcast, and his bit was, I'm starting a cult. This is a cult.
Yeah.
And then all the allegations and shit came out about him, and the women were like, yeah, he's trying to start a cult. Like
It's not a bit.
It's not a bit at all. Like he presented it as if it was a joke, but underneath he actually was he actually was the people he was making fun of.
Yeah.
Like he was making these women like out of all the stories I heard, the worst shit I heard about him is that he made them watch his content nonstop. Could you imagine?
Oh man,
I'd be like, just fucking assault me, bro. Like, I don't want to watch this shit.
I have enough trouble just like showing a video of somebody else's content to someone else. Like I hate that.
Yeah,
fucking
fucking
let alone like your own content. Oh fuck. Yeah, brother. I could never. And just to clarify, this podcast is a bit. Like we're not actually trying to.
We'll fucking see about that, mate.
All right, mate. Well, that's the preparation phase done. I think you've done pretty well.
Yeah.
I like your balance. I think you've got leadership potential.
Yeah.
A reluctant leader, but I think you got charisma. That's the thing. That's what draws people in.
Yeah. That's essential for a cult leader. So that's good to hear.
Okay. All right. So we have now entered the build phase. This is where we sort out a lot of the logistics and stuff. So.
How am I actually going to do it?
Yeah, how are you going to actually do it? So this is where the first dice roll comes in. So I'm going to give you a certain amount of people, like followers, tomorrow, based on the amount of like what you roll on that dice. So it's a 1 to 20, and then we're going to multiply it by 50. So if you roll a 1, you get 50 people. If you roll a 20, you get 1,000 people.
All right. We're starting fucking big.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Let's go for it.
All right. I wonder what I want. Do I want a big?
Oh, okay.
Doesn't matter.
So you rolled a 1. That's
I like to start small.
Yeah, you got to start small. Right.
Close circle,
Intimate sort of gig.
Yeah, because that way I can get the first 50 like fucking proper sold on the idea, and then they can bring the rest in like some true diehards,
Yeah, you got to start small.
Yeah.
So this is how it works, right? So we're doing this tomorrow, right? So it's tomorrow. Your regular life, but just tomorrow, starting tomorrow, you got 50 people that are like, Zack Dyer's the fucking man. I'm going to follow him and do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
And you want to lead these people, right?
Yeah.
First thing we're going to sort out is shelter. So do you want to go for a commune situation? Like you take them out somewhere off, like away from the city? Or would you want to start at like a religion where like you allow them to live their daily lives, but they just have that following for you?
Yeah, right. So do I want them? And who am I? Am I funding this? Like, what do I?
Well, we'll get into that later. So you got to generate some income for the cult to sustain it.
Yeah.
So they're just plucked from society. It's 50 people just randomly from society. So you got all walks of life.
Yeah.
They've all got some of them have jobs, some of them are unemployed. They're just it's just 50 random people.
Yeah.
But they're like, Zack Dyer, he's the man.
All right. Yeah. All right. I'm renting a warehouse in Yarraville. You know, in Yarraville, where there's like a podcast studio every fucking 2 doors because there's all that old warehouse space. That's where we are.
Okay, so you're running out of a warehouse in Yarraville. That's so specific. I fucking love that.
Yeah.
Most people go for like the commune situation, but I'm excited for this.
Yeah.
So the warehouse in Yarraville, do people live there? Or is this just a gathering place?
It is a gathering place, although my first follower, he's like an old guy who lives there. He's like the caretaker.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So that's how we kind of got the hook up for the place. He's like, his old man bought it back in the 30s, and he's like still.
And it's got a lot of like land value.
Yeah.
Yarraville's fucking popping off, man.
Yeah,
like,
it's
that's the place to be.
Yeah, because we do our podcast out of a studio over there, and the first time I went there, I swear to God, I fucking drove past like 15 fucking podcast studios. I was like, oh, it's not that one. It's not that one. It's just because I guess there's this so much space over there. Those old warehouses, they just fucking divide them up. But we got a whole one. We got a whole warehouse.
Okay, whole big warehouse.
Yeah.
Are you keeping it as a podcast studio? So what's the fit out like? Is it a podcast studio, or are you going to...
we have a podcast studio, yes, because that's how we get the message out.
Yeah.
But we've also got like there's just a big like open area for my sermons.
Yeah.
And there's a mezzanine floor with a bunch of old shit on it as well that no one's ever gotten rid of.
It's like every warehouse it just has that like cool shit. Okay, so there's a couple of things there. So so they gather. How often are we gathering for Zack Dyer? Cult leader Zack Dyer.
Well, at least once a week, but people are ducking in and out of the warehouse all the time. You know, they're dropping things off.
So are you basing yourself out of this warehouse now? Like, are you moving into the warehouse, or are you just going to keep your regular place?
No, well, I'm slowly making the move. Like, there's a bit of work to be done.
Yeah.
You know, so like I'm gathering my followers, and I'm like, fucking clear this out. You know, we're doing a fit out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we gather once a week.
Yeah.
What day?
The Lord's Day, brother. Sunday.
Sunday?
I'm going for the big dogs.
Okay, you go.
I'm trying to take out the fucking church, man.
Yeah. Okay, so you're putting yourself in the competitive time slot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Morning, so a Catholic church is usually like 10:30 on a Sunday morning.
Yeah.
10.
Or
do you want a night, sort of like cool night vibe?
Well, I think we start in the morning, and people can come. Like it starts in the morning, and then people can come whenever. And every now and then, I might jump up. And do 10.
So it's like a day fest.
Yeah. I got a barbie going. Like it's very communal. Like the big barbecue going.
Yeah.
Every now and then we get a jumping castle for the kids. You know, got to put them somewhere while I fuck everyone's wives.
Are you like setting aside a certain room, is that part of the fit out?
Yeah, well, at the moment there's just like a mattress on the floor. And because the fit out isn't done. So,
yeah, right.
And there's sawdust everywhere, and because it's so dirty, the plastic wrapping's still on the mattress. But this is
day one.
Yeah, this is day one.
This is day one. Yeah.
We're just kicking off, you know.
Yeah.
Got to start somewhere.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? So we're gonna build from here. But first thing we've got to sort out is income, right? So you know, I know that you work a job. Yeah. All these people work a job. So then what's your are you just gonna run on donations? So like people
these cunts are paying big.
Yeah.
Because you said they're diehard dedicated.
They're dedicated, so they will. Yeah. Especially this 50.
I am fucking bleeding them dry. Yeah.
So let's say they're at think of it like a tax. So
50% of their income.
50%.
Yeah. Because they're in. You told me they're in.
They're in.
I can fucking bleed them for as much as I want. Yeah. And I do.
But if that's, you got to also think if that's sustainable too. Because you know, people.
But
people
like that.
People.
Yeah. But that doesn't all just go towards me. Like I also provide free bread and shit. You know, like the Romans did.
Yeah.
A grain tax.
Yeah. So they're getting fed on Sundays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they can take food home if they're hungry.
Yeah. The Barbie leftovers.
Yeah, the leftovers.
Okay.
All that kind of stuff. Yeah, I drive around to bakeries and get all the old bread, and I fill up a big trailer like I've got cattle at home.
Yeah.
And I have a big trailer full of fucking bread, and people can grab bread on the way out.
Yeah. So hang on. So they're still giving you 50% of their income, but you're still getting free bread from bakeries. You're not using that income to spend on the food.
I use it to buy the trailer.
Yeah, man, trailers are expensive. If
Yeah.
it's custom too.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's just what your income is based on, just like 50% of their income.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then any of your money going towards that, or you're just creating
Well, that is my money.
a. Yeah. Okay, so this sounds pretty fucking delightful so far.
Yeah.
So, but you're getting up on stage and you're doing your sermons and stuff.
Yeah.
Right? So, what are you talking about in those sermons? Is it just you, or are you giving guest spots to people?
Yeah,
or?
I'm giving guests. I'm giving guest spots. I'm giving. Do you know what I'm doing? I'm getting guys like. Have you seen that sales guy on Instagram? And he's like, basically, it's like, if you're not.
There's so many sales guys.
Yeah, I
on
know.
Instagram.
But he's like a bald guy, and he's like, if your dick's under 7 inches, you can't fucking close. Like, he's like that guy.
No,
I don't know if it's like exactly like that, but it's pretty much. I forget his name. I'll get him up. I'll get that South African guy that's like, the South African guy's like, hey bro, there's an epic party on this weekend.
Oh,
you should
yeah.
go out. If that sounds like your idea of a good time, miss me with that.
Yeah.
My idea of a good time is spending time with my creator, which is in this scenario is me. I'm God, right?
Yeah.
My friends, my family. Like that guy, I'll get him up.
The dude that's like fucking ripped.
Yeah,
and
he's like
got
Jack.
like a beanie on. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
man, I love that guy.
It's like I don't know who his target audience is. Like
Right.
the only people who seem to enjoy it are like guys like you and me. Are like,
Yeah,
who are like, look how
this guy's
fucking
cool.
ridiculous
Yeah.
guy is.
Yeah.
Because it's like he has like a Christian message, a healthy message, and it's kind of directed towards guys, but there's also like a thirst trap element to it
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Which is like, what are you going for here?
But
you
that's
know?
like, because as a man on the internet, my algorithm gets fucked with so many of those types of dudes.
Yeah.
And like, because I watch one just to make fun of it, but then like every now and then there'll be one that pops up and I'm like, hey, he's got a point. Like,
yeah. Oh, every now and then you're like, oh yeah, you get it.
yeah. He's got a pretty big chest. I should listen to him.
But yeah, I'm getting guests up. I'm like we might have a fucking like an AC/DC tribute band once a month.
Like you're running it like an RSL.
Yeah, basically, yeah, absolutely. It's a community cult.
All right, so if you're going up there, you're doing time and stuff, right?
Yeah,
So you have to have a message. So
yeah,
your cult needs like guiding principles and stuff, right?
yeah.
So do you have like in your life, in terms of like philosophy or whatever, do you have like a guiding principle that you abide by or would want to pass on to your people?
I always try and like when I'm trying to G myself up for something, I go in with the mentality that like I'm the fucking man. You know?
Right. Yeah.
That's what I like to tell myself.
Yeah.
When I'm not feeling great or if I'm unsure about something, you sort of just go, fucking stop whinging, cunt. You're the fucking man.
Yeah.
Basically, maybe like that's probably my message, you know?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just like fucking be the man,
Good.
you know? Yeah, get up there and
Yeah.
fucking do it, you know?
Do you like shadow box in the mirror a lot? I do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm fucking moving around.
Yeah.
Dog shit at boxing. But doesn't matter. I'm only fucking fighting myself, and I'm good enough to take myself out, you know?
Yeah. But you've got, so at the moment, like this does seem very male focused.
Yeah.
It's a very masculine sounding cult.
Yeah.
So how do you combat that? Because because I know that you're fucking everyone's wives, but
Yeah,
some of
yeah.
these guys have wives. There's a lot of diversity.
Yeah,
in
but
there.
it's the same message.
So it's more about confidence.
It's about like believing in yourself. You know,
right.
just fucking you're the man. Like you fucking you can do it. You know? Doesn't matter who you are.
Right.
And also I can fuck your wife. It's like a little caveat at the end, you know.
Okay. So in terms of like growth, so like or recruitment, so you've only got 50 people. You're building this thing out, right?
Yeah.
What do you think people? How would you attract
All right.
more people?
So imagine this: your mate calls you up, Phoenix,
Yeah.
one afternoon, and he's like, "Oh man, come over. I haven't seen you for a while. Come over, have a beer." You go over there, and you walk in, and you're like, "Man, where'd you get all these old loaves of bread?" And he'll be like, "Man, I got
Got the hook.
I got a fucking hookup, man. Sit down, I'll tell you about it.
Yeah.
And then he like tells you the message, and you're like, man, I'm not so sure. And you're like, well, this Sunday he's doing lamb chops, and there's an AC/DC fucking tribute band. Just come along and have a listen. And then you get there, and then that South African guy's there, and he's like, bro, this is my idea of a good time. And then that's it, man. You're sold.
Yeah.
And then there's a few forms that you got to sign, you know, like
Yeah,
bank account details and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then you're in, you know. Or if you're not in, you're not in. You don't get it.
So
you know?
if you have people coming to the cult, I mean, we might get into this later with like more scenario stuff, but like, what if you have someone that's like they're not fully on board, kind of thing? Like they come to the Barbie and they're not really sold on it.
Yeah, we fill a wheelie bin up with water and drown them in it. No. If you're, you can come along and check it out. If it's not for you, you can leave. But once you're in, it might become a little bit more difficult to leave.
Yeah. So there's paperwork involved. Like, do you want a commitment, like a gym or whatever, like a 12-month sort of?
Yeah.
Do you go to a gym? Like,
do I?
Yeah.
I haven't been lately. I let it run out, but I do home workouts.
Yeah,
so
right.
maybe that's what I do. I start teaching cunts how to work out.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like, so many fucking gyms, and there's a lot of fitnessy type cults out there. Like yoga is definitely a cult. Like,
well, yeah, that Bikram guy, he was fucking putting his fingers in everything. And I think he's still out there just doing the damn thing. They can't, these gurus, these yoga, they can't pin them down, you know?
Yeah.
They try and grab them and they fucking bend out in their Gornskis, man.
Yeah, like, and I see Bikram yoga, like there's one on like Bridge Road or whatever. Like,
it's around.
Like it's still
and
going
it's good
there.
shit. I don't know if you've ever done it, but it's good. Bikram's good.
No, I've never done it.
That's
Is that
when they heat you up?
Yeah, right. Is it like the room's hot, or is it just like your
The room's hot, yeah.
Yeah, right.
And I guess the original would probably be even hotter because like the room's hot, and then like there's always the potential that you're gonna get fucking sexually assaulted by Bikram himself. And I don't know about you, but that'd get me hot, man. That'd get me fucking hot and bothered. Constantly on the lookout, you know, staying ready. That'd fucking get me sweating.
And you're in India too, which is already a hot place.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So like, there's fitness. You'd run like a. So you do.
I'd have the South African guy running the fitness class. Yeah.
So it's a gym, a podcast studio.
Yeah.
And a fucking.
And a mattress on the ground. And a wheelie bin full of water.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, "What's that for? Ice baths?" I'm like, "No, don't worry about it."
Oh, you were doing ice baths. Do you still do ice baths?
Every now and then.
Yeah.
I slacked off a bit on that. You know?
Yeah.
You do it so many times, and like the first bunch of times you do it, you're like, "Man, this is sick," and then you keep doing it, and you're like, "Well, I don't. This is just what I fucking do now."
Yeah,
you know?
you become accustomed to it.
Yeah.
So I started getting into, speaking of like, male influences and stuff that I'll get sucked into. But,
Yeah.
you know Andrew Huberman?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was.
Oh,
trying
that kind of always pops up with something. And he's like, "You got to take this fucking herb, or you got to chew on this because it makes your fucking jaw bigger."
Well,
I'm a brain scientist.
Well, that's the thing. That's why I got sucked in. 'Cause I'm like, he does seem to know his shit, and like if you listen to one of his podcasts, it's just like information. He doesn't try and fucking spice it up or anything.
Yeah, no, he is smart, but he's also like. I think that's the problem because he is smart and all the shit he says is like evidence backed, science based. But at the end of the day, he's still just non-stop fucking selling you shit.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like it's probably all good advice and all good healthy shit, but like the only reason you see him is because he's like fucking buy.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I haven't bought like. I almost, so he's coming to Australia in February or whatever.
Yeah.
And I almost bought a ticket just to sort of see him like talk about like sunlight in person or whatever he does.
Yeah. I mean, that would be worth the ticket price just for the fucking cunts that you'd be there with.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, like some of the fucking worst blokes you could ever imagine. Man, how much are tickets? I might fucking go along.
I think it's like 110
sold out.
bucks.
I might go fucking hang around out the front and just watch these fucking anime nerds that got into lifting weights 3 years ago fucking pile into the arena, you know?
Yeah, like the people that I have spoken to that do love him and are going are like, they're all fitness focused people.
Yeah,
Which I
white
think-
guys, jacked white guys with glasses. A lot of those guys.
No,
and an
actually, there's
Asian
been a lot of.
That's the whole crowd. Jacked white guys with glasses, Asian girlfriend.
That is like, I think at my gym at the moment, like I'm seeing, I don't know what this means. I don't know why I'm going to bring it up, but like there's so many like Indian dudes that have started rocking up to the gym, and they're all jacked,
Yeah,
but all upper body. Like
yeah.
Indian guys don't like legs.
They got skinny legs.
Yeah, maybe it's a natural thing. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think those guys are also like Andrew Huberman,
Yeah.
like vibes.
Yeah, there's a lot of bodybuilding history in India.
Is
It goes back a long way. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like that,
Yeah.
bodybuilding is that thing that I haven't like. I don't want to get too deep into it because it's just
Yeah.
it's a whole.
I love
hole.
it. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, I don't do it, but I love. I love one of my favorite things, and if anyone's ever seen me do stand-up comedy or listen to any of my podcasts, like they'll know that this is what I'm obsessed with. Is like big jacked guys. Big, dumb, fucking jacked guys with tattoos and fake tan and fake teeth. I fucking love those cunts.
What?
They are the fucking best, man.
Why?
Because they're fucking ridiculous. It's so sick. I think I like, there's a lot of things I do like about it. I like that the whole, like, at least in Australia, like the culture was created by Zyzz.
Yeah.
And he was doing a bit.
Yeah.
He was doing a bit. Like,
Yeah.
he wasn't that guy.
Yeah.
But now everyone wants to be that guy.
Yeah. They want to be the character.
The character that he
built.
was doing. Like, that guy was like a smart, like the cunt was like the fucking ducks in his high school and shit. Like an intelligent kid
Yeah.
who just happened to be like incredibly good looking.
Yeah.
And had this bit he was doing. But like, and I'll be honest, I didn't know it was a bit for years and years.
Yeah,
like I
either
just
did
thought he
I.
was a fuckhead.
Yeah.
And then I saw like all these guys like copying him. And then I did a bit of research. I watched a bit of shit about him years later. I'm like, oh man, this guy was in on it the whole time.
Yeah.
But now there's an entire like generation of guys in Australia who are that character.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
There's a whole consort of like, so me personally, like back in Gippy, like I went to school with a lot of like Italians,
Yeah.
fucking Greeks. They're all fucking obsessed with Zyzz.
Yeah,
and, like,
yeah.
There's this group of them, and like they'll never listen to this, but there's a group of them, and they all started going to the gym at 16.
Yeah.
And then like a year later, they're all fucking jacked. They're all on gear.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it was so fucking funny, and they're still obsessed with it. But yeah, and I remember reading. I went down a Zyzz rabbit hole.
Yeah.
I remember seeing some of the like comments that he would write to people like when he was out of character.
Yeah, yeah.
And like I'm like, fuck, this dude's fucking inspiring. Like
Yeah.
I love him. Like,
Well, that's what I didn't get. That's what made me look into it. I didn't understand why, like, obviously I understood why people were copying him because everyone wants to be the hot, cool guy.
Yeah.
But I didn't understand why people were so attached to him as a person and like, and found him so inspiring and shit like that. Like, it didn't add up to me until I
Yeah.
looked into it and I'm like, oh, well, this makes sense. The guy actually was like an intelligent, thoughtful person.
Yeah.
And that was there for people to see. And that's what a lot of people fell in love with as well.
Yeah.
Like, and not just like the fuckhead side, like fuckhead character of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that's what made me look into it. It's like, this doesn't add up. And then like, he was like a cool guy.
Yeah. Like he. Yeah, I don't know. Like that, but that like. That's what we're talking about here, right? It's like that. What do you get sucked into by, like, in terms of a leader or a character? Like, what do you get attached to? And like, I feel like everybody now, like, has the capability to do that. Like, you just need you got to do a podcast and shit.
Yeah, that's
but, like,
true.
With Zyzz specifically, I think what built him into what he is that he fucking died.
Yeah, well, he was martyred basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. That definitely helps because his brother is still around and his brother still has a career in fitness influencing or whatever. But
Yeah.
he's not a cult hero.
Yeah.
Like Zyzz, you know.
He's Zyzz's brother. Like,
yeah. He's just chess bra.
Which leads me to, so would you be willing to die for this cult that you've created? Like, is legacy important to you?
Legacy, baby. Depends.
Depends how far you get, right?
Because because at this point, like throughout this whole process, I'm still like, I'm a charlatan. I'm not in.
Right.
I'm in this to fucking
You're scamming.
Yeah, I'm rooting wives and fucking making bank. You know? So, I don't know. At this point, I probably wouldn't die because I'm not, like I said, I'm not invested.
Right, okay. Yeah.
But maybe if it got to that point, and, like I've drowned 5 cunts in the bin, and obviously, like, shit's about to go south, maybe then.
Yeah.
Because, like, at that point, I'm thinking, all right, we're on episode 4 of the Netflix series. Shit's starting to crank up. What's the best way to do this? Oh, he was arrested or he got in the bin himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
So maybe yes, maybe I would.
So in terms of a couple more things for the build phase. So going back to Rootin' Wives.
Yeah.
Is that like whether or not that's a bit or not? But is that something that you believe should be a thing? So like, are you doing this on the down low, or is this like a poly cult? Like anyone can fuck people's wives. Like
no, well, this is the thing. It's both. I brand it as an open love poly cult,
right?
But it's not at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's poly for you.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's what these cult guys always do. Like it's always like, free love. Like you marry within, like anyone can be with anyone else in the cult. But in reality, it's like, I just fuck all your wives, and that's the way it works.
All right. So last thing. So laws and so laws within the cult, right? So you're within Australia, but your cult is
in a warehouse in Yarraville, man.
Yeah, exactly. So you've got your own domain here.
Yeah.
So what would you either outlaw in your cult or like allow as a thing? So like obviously like drugs are illegal in wider society, but are you allowed to fucking do whatever inside the warehouse in Yarraville?
Yeah, I think so. Like there would definitely be a more relaxed attitude. Like I don't want anyone smoking ice or shit like that.
Yeah.
But just trying to think of anything that I would outlaw. I don't know. No, I can't think of anything.
So not like, so ice is out.
Yeah, I mean, no,
out.
you can smoke ice, but don't make that your thing. You know what I mean? Like, you can be someone who smokes ice, and I don't even know about it.
Yeah,
I don't mind that at all.
Okay,
or I know that you do every now and then, as long as like it doesn't affect me or my empire I'm building.
Yeah.
Do what you want, but don't bring it around. Don't bring it around the AC/DC tribute band. Those guys are all in recovery, and they can't be tempted.
So, like, but are they allowed to do it inside the warehouse?
No. Oh,
okay.
No.
Not on Sundays.
Not
Definitely
on Sundays. No. If they wanna fucking swing me a bit of cash to go smoke a bit of like pip there during the week, we can work something out.
Yeah, right. Yeah, okay. So it doesn't come out of their 50% income commitment.
It's definitely not included. That's extracurricular for sure.
Yeah, so there's pay stages and stuff.
Yeah. You can basically, I'm for sale. You come at me with an idea and what you're willing to pay, and we can fucking work it out.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So if people come to you, right, like, is that only on Sundays, or are they like allowed to? They're your followers, right?
They're my followers. No,
they allowed to come to you throughout the week and shit.
Yeah, if they're subscribed to the Patreon. Right. So there's like the base fee, the half your income. That's just to get you in on Sundays, and on Sundays I'm there. You can come speak to me. I'm around, right? But if you want to speak to me throughout the week, it's a $5 a week Patreon, just to get access to the Patreon Messenger, and then I can be. Yeah. Then I'm like available if I'm around during the week. Okay, but I'm available to be messaged.
Yeah. So there's different tiers and stuff.
But I'm fucking the PlayStation Network right now. There's microtransactions everywhere. I'm just fucking fleecing everyone. Okay,
so this is for you. This is like the goal of your so for a successful cult,
Yeah.
it seems to be make as much bank as possible,
Yeah.
root as many wives,
Yeah.
and just, I mean, have a good time, get as much stale bread as possible.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, what's the point otherwise? You know?
Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I feel
okay.
like I'm being like I'm an honest cult leader. Like I'm
Yeah.
not. There's no like preface. There's no like
Yeah.
smoke and mirrors. I'm like I want money, I want pussy, and I want to fucking have a party every Sunday. You know?
You're not gonna put on a facade or anything for your followers. You're gonna tell them this is what.
No,
this
well,
is
I'm not
about.
going to be that blunt about it.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely it's definitely going to be pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, I think that that sorts out the logistics. There's
Yeah.
a lot.
That all checks out.
Yeah,
mate.
that all checks out, bro.
There's
Like
absolutely no loose ends there at all. That all fucking works beautifully.
All right, so we got warehouse in Yarraville.
Yep.
You're gathering on Sundays. There's tiered, like a Patreon with tiered subscriptions,
Amongst many of other little
Yeah.
bits and bobs,
income
you can add
streams
on.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And then in terms of recruitment, you're basing it off word of mouth. So like your followers go out and recruit more members.
Yeah,
and
well, I
stuff.
mean, it's a fucking good way to spend a Sunday, mate.
Yeah,
Let
it
me
is.
tell you, it's fucking fun down there in Yarraville.
All right, so now we're moving over to the test phase. So
Yep.
this is where we really test your leadership credentials.
Yeah,
with
right.
Some
few
scenarios
few
and stuff.
curveballs.
Yeah,
All
right.
right.
Because
Yeah, no.
like it's not all going to be smooth sailing when you're
Yeah,
in a
no,
leadership position.
that's why we got the bin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have the bin as a fail safe. So
Yeah.
this is where the cards come in, right? So if you pick any card at random,
Yep.
it'll correlate to a
scenario.
a scenario.
All
Yeah.
right. King of Hearts. Oh my god,
King of
that's like
Hearts.
fuck. That's perfect. Isn't that perfect for a cult leader?
It is.
I'm the king of all your fucking hearts.
Well, this kind of leads into what we were talking about. So the king of hearts
Yep.
is this card is the death of the king. Right?
All right.
So you've just found out from the cult doctor, you've got a doctor in your cult,
Yep.
that you have an aggressive form of cancer. Unfortunately, it's incurable.
Yep.
So we're gonna roll the dice again, and that's gonna determine how many months you have left to live. Right?
Yeah. Right.
So
well,
roll that
fuck. I
dice.
hope I don't get one again. Who the fuck gets a 1 on a 20-sided dice? Fuck me dead. All right.
Okay, so you got
9 months.
9 months to live,
Yeah.
right? You got 9 months to gestate this
Yeah.
death baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I've just knocked up 4 wives in the cult. And we're like, oh, I might not be around.
All right, so you got 9 months to live.
Yep.
What do you want to do with your cult, right? So what do you do with that information? Do you tell your cult members that you're about to die?
Oh,
you start-
100%.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I tell them, and not only do I tell them, I tell each and every one of them, start a fucking GoFundMe. So what have I got? I got 50 people, at least
Yeah.
50 people.
Yeah.
So that's 50 GoFundMes. So, and that like branches out. They're all getting donations.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, the cancer I've got is incurable, but I tell them it's like mostly incurable.
Yeah, right.
You know, and like they already think that I'm fucking God. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm built different. All we
Right.
need is the power of 50 different GoFundMes. And, you know, like I'm God, but I need a bit of fucking help. You know,
Right.
that's why I have a cult. If I was all powerful, I wouldn't need the support of my followers.
Yeah.
But you know, with the money from the 50 GoFundMes, then fucking the cancer's gone.
Yeah, right. So you're gonna take the GoFundMe money to try and find a cure? To like
No, I'm
Oh, you're just
I'm
going off.
resigned to die. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I'm fucking living for 9 months on GoFundMe money.
But you've already got like the 50. Okay, so you're. But then, do you want the cult to live on, like in terms? So this is what we're talking about with like legacy, right? Like, do you
Yeah.
want it to live on, or are you happy for it?
Yeah,
to,
yeah. I'll,
King dies, or you just go? It
No,
just-
no. I'll name an heir, and then the heir will be Cole Legacy. That's my cult, baby.
So you're gonna. So how do you? So you bring him in, and you like. Or is it just like-
I cut a mullet on him. Give
Well,
him
that's
a
one thing.
mustache.
Like, would you want to like all your members to like conform in some way, like cut mullets? Because I think that's. I mean, everyone's got a fucking mullet though. these days,
Yeah,
so
well,
no
that's the thing.
offense.
Half of them already have one.
Yeah, right.
No. I don't like. You mean like that woman who kidnapped all those kids and dyed their hair blonde and shit?
I haven't heard of that one.
That was in Melbourne. The Family. That's a good one.
Yeah. I have heard of that actually. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I would want the cult to live on.
Yeah.
I would want because like by the time I'm gone, these cunts are broke, man. They've got nothing left. I've completely fucked up their lives.
Yeah, right.
And I'm gone.
Yeah.
So like the only like thing they have left to do is be a part of the Netflix documentary.
Yeah.
That's the legacy. The Netflix documentary is the legacy.
That's the next income stream is like, I'll give you like, just give me $50. I'll tell everything. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're going out. You're just going out on a high. You got cancer. You're going out on a high. What are you doing? Like, what's your, if you like, I guess, what would you want to do if you knew you were going to die in 9 months? Like,
oh
would
man,
you go on holiday? Would you take everyone out to?
Yeah, I'd go on different holidays. I'd go to like, I'd fly around the world, go on to sporting events. So I would like to see, right. Go see bands. I'd like to see, I'd go do drugs that I would never do if I wasn't dying. You know?
Yeah.
Like I'd go down to fucking Victoria Street here and get some smack and just lay in the gutter for a while. Because I always wondered what that was like.
Yeah, right. Like that's what I like. I would try heroin if I knew I was gonna die.
Yeah, but not only heroin, like heroin in an extremely public place. You know when you just like walk down the street and you see someone on heroin and they're just fucking like, and there's hundreds of people walking past them and they're there. Some of them are even like standing up for like hours at a time. I want to try, like, that's how I want to. I don't.
You want to
like,
see what that's like?
Yeah, I don't want to be in a bed or some shit like that. Like, I want to be like one of those cunts on the street, like a fucking human statue. You know. That's it. Like, I'd definitely like to do that.
Yeah, like, and that's the thing. It's all about experiences, right? Like,
Yeah.
You gotta gather experiences before you got to get the most out of life.
100%.
Yeah. So you're. So I'm assuming though, with when you die, you might have some money left over. So what are you doing with that money that's left over? Do you have a will?
Yeah. I have a will, and I give it all to like some fucking little prick in the cult, because like the house of cards is gonna come tumbling down once I'm gone.
Yeah, right.
All the fraud,
Yeah.
all like the money laundering, all like the fake GoFundMes. You know what I mean? Like everything. All of that shit is just gonna go to some fucking little cunt that I didn't like.
to pin it all on it.
Yeah.
Mate, that's smart.
Yeah,
that's the smartest thing.
Because he's gonna think, oh man, I'm the chosen one. I'm the heir.
Yeah.
The leader has picked me of all people. I didn't even think he liked me, but maybe that was his way of showing that he liked me, is calling me a little prick all the time. And he's going to, like, for a moment feel like, fuck, I'm the king of the world. I'm the cult leader now.
Yeah.
And then, bang, ASIO's at the door. See you later, brother.
That's like the last 10 minutes of the Netflix documentary. Fuck yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
And, like, in any group of people, there's always some little prick like that.
But there's always a little prick. It doesn't matter, like, how good the institution is or what it is. There's always a little greasy little fuck who isn't a terrible person, isn't bad, but it's just a little cunt that you don't like, you know?
Oh man. All right. Pick another card. So we got two more scenarios to go.
All right. 8 of spades.
8. The suit doesn't really matter. It's more the number. Yeah. Okay. So we've had this one before. Your sick and elderly members can no longer help or contribute to your society, right?
Bin. So drown them in the bin, or put them in a big Hessian sack like they're a fucking bunch of puppies a farmer doesn't want. Throw them in the creek, mate. See you later. If you can't contribute, you're fucking worthless to me. You're better off as compost.
So immediately, what's the cutoff age then?
Well, it's not an age thing. It's what have you got coming in?
If you can't do shit, right.
Yeah. If you at least can't flip the fucking burgers on the barbecue on Sunday, or you know what I mean? Yeah. Help the roadies get fucking Akadaka tribute band out on time. Like, there's got to be something. If you become, as soon as you stop contributing and start taking away, see you later.
But what if they're like one of those real, you know, when you just see like really old people, like they can't do much, but they can still chat and like they've got stories.
Oh
and
man,
shit.
that's contributing. If you got good yarns,
Yeah.
absolutely. If you can hold court,
Yeah.
that's a skill that I value in the cult, 100%. Not too much, obviously, because I've got to be the main guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're old as shit and all you can do is fucking kick back and tell yarns and talk shit, then that's all right by me. It's once you stop making sense and like, all right, this cunt's not lifting this weight anymore.
Would you want to get to that that old? Like, are you afraid of getting that old?
Yeah, yes and no. I reckon our generation's probably going to be pretty sweet when we're old. I think because we're going to get older later. I think, at least I am, than like all my fucking alcoholic family members.
You mean we're going to live longer?
We're going to live longer, yeah. So we're going to live healthier lives, especially if I got all this cult money coming in, and I got over the cancer. And like I think when we're old, we're going to have like PlayStation and shit. Like the nursing homes. And there's going to be a lot of cunts in nursing homes, so I reckon they're going to have it worked out even more by then. So I think it'll be fine. It'll be like a big internet cafe, you know?
Well, have you seen like in nursing homes and stuff, like STDs and STIs and shit are a big issue because like old people are just fucking. Like,
and they don't even know condoms exist. They're like, what the fuck? No, I'm not putting something on my cock. What are you talking about?
But I've always wondered about that too because I should ask my mum because she works in a nursing home. But like, when you get older, do you find old people attractive, or is it like?
I think at that age, man, it's like as long as anything to fucking, if it works, it works. You know, I don't think they're too picky.
Yeah, it's not even about the attraction or whatever. It's just like
no. I think it's just fucking my cock's hard. But where can I put it? You know, Doris doesn't know where she is. I do the gardens in a nursing home, and sometimes we have to go up into the actual home onto their balconies and shit. And the funniest thing I found in the nursing home is like all the doors have like codes to go through the door.
Because people they escape.
But all the codes are just written underneath the pad, and they're all too old to realize that or work that out. So you walk up as like a regular age person, and they're just like, "Oh, the code's just there," and we just fucking get through the whole thing. And these old folks are just locked in there, with no chance of getting out.
Why even have the code of that? Like so they surely there's stuff like people that can get out. Like people, like old people escape from that shit all the time.
Oh yeah, no, my granddad did a runner once. We spent fucking 4 hours looking for the cunt in the park.
Where'd he go?
He was in like a park nearby.
Yeah.
And I spent hours in a different park looking for him. And he had to go under lock and key after that. That was like the last straw. He was like he was free range before that. We had to fucking cage him up. Yeah.
Oh fuck. Oh man, that's brutal. Like how many people? Like how big was the search party? Was it just you?
It was just me and my missus at the start because I was the closest one to the nursing home.
Yeah, right.
And then the rest of my family members. It fucking pissed me off actually because I was fucking first on scene, man. Me and my missus at the time, first on scene.
Yeah.
Looking around. And then, like, for like an hour or something, and then my fucking auntie and my dad and shit finally made it there, and they went to the right park and found him, like, straight away. So I'm like, I'm down here fucking stressing out, fucking putting up getting the steps in, looking for this old fuck. And they gave me the wrong directions. Like they told me that he was probably in this park. And because I'd searched it, they went to the other one and he was there just fucking chilling out, you know?
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah.
All right. Last scenario, okay? And then we'll wrap this thing up.
Yeah. Three. Diamonds.
Okay. Man, everyone pulls this card.
Have you shuffled the fucking thing?
I have. If you want. All right, let pull one more because like there's
four.
Okay, this is this is the stupidest one.
All right, great. I mean, this has been a fucking stupid podcast, man.
Thank you. It's been great.
Yeah, I've had a heap of fun, by the way.
This one is the Judgement of Solomon, right? So are you familiar with the Bible story, the Judgement of Solomon?
No, not particularly, no.
Okay, yeah.
I know who's like King Solomon.
King Solomon, right?
Yeah, I know of him.
So,
heard the name.
This is one of my favorite Bible stories.
Okay.
So there are two mothers in the same household.
Yep.
Both are mothers to an infant child of similar ages, right? So they've both got kids.
Yeah.
But one day it's discovered that one of these children have been smothered to death, right?
Yep.
Someone's killed one of the kids.
Yeah.
Now the remaining child, they've been brought to you. But both these mothers are claiming that the remaining child is their kid. So both of them are like, this is my kid. And it's impossible to tell who the actual mother of the child is, right?
Yeah.
So they're both claiming ownership of this baby.
Yeah.
And they're coming to you because you're the leader.
Yeah. It's
So-
probably my baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So what do you do? What do you do in that scenario? So there's two mothers. They're both claiming ownership of this baby. And they're like, Zach, this is your, well, both
Yeah.
of these kids were your baby.
Yep. Yep.
Well,
I've had a bit of experience in this area, to be honest with you, because my parents are divorced. So, you know, we work it out, man. We go to children's court. we work out if we, week on, week off, or like,
yeah.
maybe one mother gets weekends.
Yeah.
Depending on their work schedules,
But the other, so you can give it to the one mother.
Yeah.
And that you believe that is the right mother. But
Okay.
the other one, like one of these mothers is a murderer though too.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So you don't want to.
Oh, so I need to pass judgment on. I need to
Yeah.
solve the crime as well.
Yeah. Are you good? Do you reckon you're good at like reading character and stuff, like sussing people out?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I reckon I could fucking pick who's lying, and if not, I'll take the kid, and they can both go in the bin. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's just easier, right?
yeah. I think so. And then, I've got a little super soldier I can raise from a child. Maybe that'll be the heir to the thing.
Have you?
What
heard,
does Solomon do in the Bible?
I was gonna say. Have you haven't heard?
No, I
Okay.
never have.
So King Solomon. So the two women will come to him, and King Solomon says, "Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut the baby in half,
Hell yeah.
and each mother can get half the baby.
Yeah.
Right? And then one of the mothers is like, yeah, I'll take that deal. But then the other mother is like, don't cut the baby in half.
Yeah.
Just give it to the other lady. I'll wash my hands of it. Just don't kill the baby.
Yeah.
And then King Solomon's like, you're the mother.
Yeah.
Because you didn't want the
That's
baby
so
to die.
smart, man. That's why King Solomon's in the fucking Bible and I'm not, man. Because that didn't even cross my mind, but that's genius. That's genius.
So you're on board. I've always seen, that's my favorite story because I just think, what the fuck was happening back in those days? And I don't think that's a real solution, but I love that you like that.
Yeah, I think it's great. Because that gets to the bottom of it, you know?
Yeah.
And then Solomon must have been a pretty hectic cunt if they believe that he would cut the baby in half as well. Like they're like, all right, well, fuck, we got to sort this out.
All right, well, that wraps up your section. So
Yep.
I think you've built something quite beautiful.
Yeah, I think
it sounds like a lot of fun.
I'm fucking inspired, man. You might have created a monster right now.
I know. I'm a little bit worried.
Yeah.
But I like the idea. So this comes into where I'm going to start rating your cult, right?
Yeah,
So
all right.
it's a rating out of 10.
Yeah.
Whether or not I'd want to join.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you points for the setup and the structure. I like you only got to go on Sundays. That's always been a big thing for me. It's like I like having my time to myself.
Yeah.
But I can do every Sunday, like just hang out, watch an AC/DC tribute band,
Yeah.
have a barbie. Points against, I think 50% of my income.
Yeah.
That's a hard ask. Like that's,
Yeah.
And cost of living and everything. That's a lot to.
But are you forgetting that there's as much fucking stale bread as you can eat? What more do you want?
I'm trying to cut back on carbs though. So
Well,
but there is the
what do you think
fitness thing.
Solomon was feeding his subjects?
All right,
Fucking
so
bread from the Nile, mate.
I love Warehouse in Yarraville. I think
Yeah.
that's quite unique. I think that's pretty good.
Yep.
So I think it's pretty solid, man. And I
You can
think
be loud out in Yarraville too. We can fucking crank those
Yeah.
amps up for that academic band, mate.
and if I can get a spot every other Sunday too, I think that'll help.
Yeah, and that's another thing I forgot to add. I'm doing an open mic, like a open mic comedy night on the Sunday.
Yeah.
But anyone who's shit, I just fucking shoot them in the head immediately. Anyone who sucks or is hack, or like any clowns, or anyone who has a comedy like parody song or anything, they just get fucking shot in the head.
Yeah. I love that. More open mics need that. Like, yeah. Just like the Zack Dyer gong show, but
the gong is a gun that I fucking shoot him in the head with.
Love that. That's points 4. Love that. I'll take the gamble too. So I think overall you've built something quite good. I'm going to give you a 7 out of 10. I would join this cult.
Great. You'd do well in it, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. I hope I'm not going to be the one that gets pinned with all the last episode of the Netflix special.
No, well, just don't be a little prick. That'll be fine.
Oh, mate, thanks so much for coming on. Do you want to plug anything? You got Feed 'em, bro.
Yeah. Listen to my podcast with Tim Hewitt. It's called Feed 'em, bro. It's much less structured than this. You had a whole fucking thing going. We just get on and fucking...
Mate, it's
bump our heads together for an hour a week, but it is a lot of fun. People seem to enjoy it, so do listen to that.
Yeah, it's got a nice little it's got a little culty following, I'd say.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
You've got you got a catchphrase and stuff.
Yeah, it's good. I can go to anywhere in the country and do a gig, and some kind of yell out "us us," which is great. Which really makes it worth doing. To be honest,
it's a good time. I still listen to it.
Oh, great!
I think because I did the artwork for that.
Yeah,
podcast.
You did. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You can find me on Instagram at Local Funny Man. You can find me on TikTok at Local Funny Man. I've got 20,000 followers on TikTok.
Yeah, right. Oh, we didn't even talk about that. Like, do you see that many people as like your TikTok followers as like a responsibility or like?
Man, I can't even fucking convince these cunts to buy tickets to a comedy show. I don't even know if they're fucking real or what. I spent fucking 10 years on Instagram. I've got 4,000 followers. I've been on TikTok for a year. I've got 20,000 and it means fucking nothing, man. So I don't know what's going on. But I always forget because I see people using that as promo. I see people on posters being like 20,000 on TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, fuck, I should be doing that too. Like using it to fucking get gigs or something. But I don't know what the fuck it means.
Yeah, either do I. TikTok's so confusing, man.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
People just love to tell, like TikTok, sorry if I'm going on a bit.
No.
But TikTok, they just love to tell you what you look like. They love that. They love it.
And you already do that in your fucking stand-up too. Like, they're stealing your
That's
bits.
like most of fucking comedy in general is that. But like people, like doesn't matter what the video is, they'll say, this guy looks like, and it'll just be random shit.
Yeah.
And then they just move on with their lives, I guess. That's all they scroll through and go, oh, that guy looks like this.
Yeah.
Bang. It's bizarre on there. I like it though. Follow me on TikTok.
All right, mate. Well, this was a huge amount of fun. And thank you for building a cult with me, man.
No worries, man. Thanks for having me. I had a great time. This is sick.
Cheers.
Let's build a cult.